The first thing we'll need to get started with printing is a slicer. The slicer is the program that will convert your 3D model into machine code that the printer can understand. My favorite slicer is the Prusaslicer. I've also worked with Cura in the past, but I like Prusaslicer a lot more. Go on over to their website, Prusa3D, the link is in the description, and be sure to grab whichever version is suitable for your OS. I am on Windows, so I've downloaded that. Download it, install it, and open it, and you will be greeted with this window. This is the configuration wizard. This will help you set up your printer. Hopefully it is included in the other vendors tab if you don't have a Prusa. And what this does is it has default settings for a lot of printers. So go ahead and click next. You are greeted with all of the Prusa filament printers. I do not have a Prusa printer, so I'm going to go on to other vendors. I've checked Anycubic here, next, and then I've selected the Anycubic i3 Mega, which is my printer. Now there's a lot of other settings here. Not all of them are relevant. However, I do want to mention filament. Filament is a source material for your printer. It comes on spools, it melts it down. That's how it prints. The easiest material to start with is PLA. Now PLA, depending on whoever made the filament, will have different settings. So right now, just we're fine with adding generic PLA as our source. When you're done with this, click Finish, and now we are ready to load up our first model, slice it, and start a print. So after installing and setting up the slicer, the next thing we need is a 3D model to print. My two favorite websites for getting 3D models are Thingiverse and My Mini Factory. My Mini Factory is a little more tailored towards paid models, and Thingiverse is more free models. As long as you don't use them commercially, they're free. And specifically this 20mm calibration cube is a very good starting point. Now what this will do is it's simply a 20 by 20 by 20 millimeter cube that you can load into your slicing program and slice and print. So as soon as it's printed, you can check the dimensions, you can see how your printer performs. So in this picture on the website, we can see that there's some gaps between the layer lines. We don't want to see that. So this allows us to tune how our printer prints. So go on ahead and download all files, save the zip file, and then unzip. And then I'll show you how to slice in your slicing program. So after downloading our model, the next step is to load it into our slicing program and actually slice it. To do that, click File, Import, and the short key is Ctrl-I, and import STL. And I have it saved right here, XYZ calibration cube. Open it, and as you can see, it now loads the model in 3D on what is a representation of our printer's build plate. So what we did before with selecting a printer and getting preset settings is the program put in all the parameters that are under the printer settings, under the filament settings, and it's going to use those settings to create a model that the printer can actually print. If I click Slice now, you'll see what happens. It turns the model into slices and lines. And all these lines have a different color. As you can see on the left side, there is a little list of what each of these lines is. So the red lines right here is top solid infill. Now the reason that's relevant is if I print this model and it doesn't look good, going back into this program and seeing which part doesn't look good allows me to adjust every single one of these separately to get a print looking the way I want it to look. So what this now has done is it's created G-code, and G-code is the code that the printer understands. And what we need to do now is put it on either an SD card, or if you've connected your printer via USB, you get an extra button here saying print now. So next step is to export the G-code, save it onto what's probably going to be an SD card and put it in your printer. So in an upcoming video, I will talk about how to start your first print. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel and see what else I come up with.